we do have a couple matches coming up, and right now, this week we have our league team is having 2 matches, and they're undefeated right now in NACE and the ECAC. So we're looking to continue that undefeated streak and just keep on pushing forward, which has been really good. We've had some hurdles that we've overcome in game, and that's one thing I really value about the team, is that they're willing to put in the extra effort and extra time to overcome that.
Hey, what's up, Tiger fans? This is Khalil Baker with Inside CU Sports, here with another episode. We're meeting with Coach Mortiz for eSports, talking a little bit about their program, see what they have going on. Come join us in the arena.
How I became a coach, it actually stems all the way back from when I was in high school. I swam I did a whole bunch of traditional sports, but swimming was my main focus, my main sport. And so when I was on my summer league team, I would coach the little kids. And so going up through college, and when I was my senior year going to graduate, or maybe it was my junior year too, around there, I went to my coach, Alex Kaiser, and I said, hey, I really want to pursue coaching in the future, but I don't really know what to do with my degree that had nothing to do with coaching at the time. And so he got me in contact with Casey, who's the head coach here at Campbellsville. And so we got to talking, and one thing led to another, and I came to Campbellsville to get a sports management degree, and I was the assistant swim coach. And then we were actually at an away meet, I think it was somewhere in Tennessee, and I overheard the AD talking about esports, I think it was. And so I kind of just, said, hey, I hear you talking about esports. If you need any help setting up, a team or the arena, or have any questions, please let me know. Because this is something that I was, always followed when I was a kid. I'm a guy, so I like games. And so he was like, yeah, so they had questions and everything. And then one thing led to another. I said, CJ, why don't you apply for the job? And here we are. What I've enjoyed most about being a coach here, especially with esports, is that it is vastly different from swimming. So swimming is more, fixing technique and being really sometimes harsh, like, I'll get off the wall, let's go and swim. But this, you have to attack it in a different way and use a lot of, your mind, obviously, because with traditional sports, it's a lot of muscle. Obviously, you have to think too, where the players are going to happen. But with esports, it's more of, okay, if we're behind, how are we going to come back from this? And a lot of it, coaching comes from mentality. One thing I think is really great, and that I try to do, but I fall short also every day, is I try to bring Christianity into it. And every day we practice and matches too. We'll pray before a match. Sometimes I forget, but I'll have the Overwatch team, they'll remind me like, hey, can you pray? I was like, yes, absolutely. And so, and then also having positive, just an environment where even if I try to remind the players, if a play happens that went poorly, or if in practice that went poorly, we can sulk in the moment, but let's move on, let's move past it, let's not hold it back and hold on to it. My coaching style is vastly different from what it used to be, especially with swimming. And so I'm getting my PhD in global sports leadership, and I have a great group of classmates and teachers, and they've really helped me cultivate my leadership style. And one of the things is that the 23rd Psalm is my favorite verse in the Bible, and it talks about how the rod and the staff, and how the rod will protect you and the staff will guide you. And so I've kind of mixed that with protecting my athletes from, we've come in cheaters or something like that, to guiding them and trying to bring them out, bring their own potential out when they play and they practice. And some of that comes from also leading from the back. I really can get behind that, I guess. And what I really like about that is that when we have, either we're practicing or we have matches, a great example was actually, we had a match the other day, and with Smash, we didn't know who to send in at the time. And so something I like to do is I said, okay, these are my ideas, but what are your guys' thoughts? Because I want to hear your ideas and why you think that way, because that might be something better that I didn't even think about before. And so having that round table kind of discussion, I think really helps the student athlete think more creatively and think more outside of the box than it would just be me telling them what to do. Preparing for those matches in practice, it stems differently across the different the teams that we have here. But if we would take league, for example, a lot of it has to do with team synergy. So we have people from different countries on the team, and so a lot of that sometimes is just communication error. And so when we practice, we really make sure that we we want to get to a point where we don't really have to communicate like, oh, I'm going to do this. We kind of see their movements and think of it that way. So we'll do also, a lot of that comes from maybe outside of practice too, where we'll have like team activities that will kind of get to know each other a little bit better with that. We'll take, Smash, for example, or even Overwatch with that, and how we can really utilize practicing and performing a little bit better. We'll do like VOD reviews on how, hey, you should have teched here in Smash, or really shouldn't have pushed up here, or you used your ult in Overwatch and you didn't say it to anybody, you're using it. And so and it's really interesting because in the moment, they think they did. When we have VODs of them with their voice and everything, and they're like, oh, I didn't say it. So yeah, you're right. So that kind of look back and feedback, I think, helps a lot. The games and titles we have right now, well, I should say, it's always being, we're adding more, or sometimes, we're just putting one on pause for right now. But the titles and games we have for right now, we have League of Legends, Overwatch, Rocket League, Smash Brothers. We have FIFA, Pokemon VGC, Pokemon Unite, Pokemon TCG, and then we also have Chess and Apex. And we're hoping to bring in some other titles too. We do have a couple matches coming up, and right now, this week we have our league team is having 2 matches, and they're undefeated right now in NACE and the ECAC. So we're looking to continue that undefeated streak and just keep on pushing forward, which has been really good. We've had some hurdles that we've overcome in game, and that's one thing I really value about the team, is that they're willing to put in the extra effort and extra time to overcome that. And then we also have some matches with Overwatch as well that we're preparing, that the teams that we're playing against are a little bit higher elo than us, but we just look at their VODs, we look at our VODs, and we're trying to come up with different team comps and really practicing on them to perform and to hopefully exceed their expectations. And then also with Smash as well, kind of a little bit similar, where we're looking at VODs and then we're practicing different character matchups for our matches to come. What I'm looking for in recruiting players, the number one thing is coachability. So a lot of it, when they come into esports, they've never played on a team before, whether it be traditional sports or just solo queue, by themselves, just playing. And so when they come in, they're really stuck in their ways. And so not all of them, but some of them. So when I look for a recruit, I say, hey, all I need you to be is coachable. So if I come to you and I'm like, hey, this is what I've been noticing, let's fix it, or a teammate comes in and, hey, let's fix it, that would be great. Kind of goes back to our open mind, being really creative and having that roundtable discussion, and that, getting feedback, also receiving feedback as well. And so that's something that I'd really try to look for in a recruit. So things I want to highlight is that we're going to be traveling. We've already have traveled this season, and this will be, I think, our busiest season yet with traveling. And I think that is such a cool and unique experience, especially coming from esports, that predominantly our matches will be online, but we have, I think, 5 or 6 players from other countries that come here, and so this is their first time in the United States, and they get to not only see Campbellsville, Kentucky, but they get to witness a good portion of the country. So that's something that's pretty cool that I really enjoy, and I like to share with the international students. Shout out to the team real quick. Guys, girls, keep up your grades. They're looking good. I can see your grades, so let's keep them up. And Tigers fight. Let's go get this dub.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Inside CU Sports with me, Khalil Baker. Tune in for more only on the CU Sports Network.